This is a nice little campsite. Excuse me. But yeah, it's a nice little campsite here. I've been here before, and I think I've probably videoed a lot of this before. I'll just take a walk down here and see what's happening. This is the yeah, if I remember right, there was a yep. somebody built a thunder box here, and put well, the thunder box is disintegrated. And they just got a couple of barrels here, crap in a barrel day, and they blew tarp up so that nobody watches them crap in a barrel. Yeah, it's a nice little spot. See, the trail goes right down there through the bush. It ends off a little point, and let's take a walk down here to the water. We're probably going to go out this afternoon, maybe. We'll go out the Hartsmere Road to the Mayo Lake Road, along the Mayo Lake Road, back through the bush, down to the Mississippi Road, and come back around to the Hartsmere Road. It's a good long trip. This will be the, like I said, the machine is brand new, and I don't have a lot of faith on how the PDI was done on it. So I won't say who the dealer was, but I certainly will feel better once it's had its 300-mile checkup at some place that is going to look after it properly. Hopefully that's the guy over in Orangeville. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of faith in getting back in the bush on it until I know that it has been properly serviced. I had some issues with it when I picked it up at the dealer where I bought it. All the tires were filled to 5 psi. Manufacturer spec was 12 for the back and 10 for the front. The antifreeze tank was empty. The overflow tank was empty, so obviously that wasn't checked. One of the rear brake little containers on top of the master cylinder, the rear one, only had a little touch of brake fluid in it. So obviously that wasn't checked. So there was a number of issues when I didn't want the rear windshield or the brush guards on it, so I took them off in lieu of paying for freight and PDI. The freight was $450 and the PDI was supposed to be $450, so they took off the brush guards and the rear front brush guards and the rear windshield. And when they put the bolt back in for the rear windshield, just to plug up the hole, they cross-threaded the nut and just left it laying there like that. So it was rattling and banging, and I wondered what the hell that was. So I went and pulled it out, and sure enough, the nut was cross-threaded. So I had to take a wrench and a pair of pliers to get it apart, and then put another nut and bolt in it. But the final kicker on how I know this thing was never checked properly was the winch. I thought the winch was on some kind of a swivel. It really wasn't. The winch was just hanging underneath the machine. All 4 bolts were missing from it. In other words, they'd never checked the winch at all. At one time, I think the winch had been removed and replaced, and whoever replaced it never bothered to put the bolts back in. So had I tried to use that winch, it would have ripped itself right off the front of the machine. So this is the PDI. Now, I'm pretty sure CFMoto has a PDI checklist that a dealer is supposed to follow when he's checking this machine before it goes out the door. And even though this was a 2013, it was brand new. 2013, it had 3 kilometers on it, and obviously I think probably what he did was check the oil, and that was about it. I'm hoping there was oil in the differentials. I have no idea of knowing. So far there hasn't been any problem, but as a result, I probably will never go back to that dealer again because I couldn't possibly trust him to do the job right. At any rate, we're back in the bush here now, and the machine is operated fine. We've had no problems with it. It runs good. It seems to function. Everything seems to function okay. I'm happy with it. I just would feel a lot more comfortable had it had a proper pre-delivery inspection, which I'm pretty darn sure it didn't. So I guess we've got the full 100 kilometers on. We got 100 kilometers on it now. At 300 it goes in for its service, its first service, which all the oils are changed and differentials drained and both ends, and everything is serviced on the machine. So we'll get that done, and then I'll have more confidence in it. I've just, my problem is I don't know what could possibly go wrong. I don't know what they didn't inspect that might go wrong. So, so far it's operated just beautifully. No problem at all. It runs nice. It starts easy. It handles really well. So I'm happy with it that way. I'm happy with the machine. CFMoto makes a good machine. But the whole problem boiled down to the dealer that I bought it from. So hopefully I spoke to him on the phone. I sent him an email telling him all the default deficiencies I found in his PDI, and then he phoned me back and tried to explain that, well, probably sometime in the first 30 kilometers that I put on it, those 4 bolts fell out by themselves. I mean, I was a millwright machinist in the diving industry for over 25 years, and I'd never seen 4 bolts fall out of a machine all by themselves in 30 kilometers. So, excuses like that don't help either. Anywho, I'm going to go back in, and we're going to drive back out, and I'll pick up my wife, and we'll go up the Bale Lake Road. Anywho, we'll stop this little thing here.